What's up guys, we have a brand new build for the channel. As you can see, we're currently at the salvage yard. It is bloody cold and the sun is just but without much more talking, let's load it up on the ramp, on the trailer, and head on our way. Wow, that took a minute, but now the vehicle is loaded on the trailer. We're ready to get back home. We have a long drive home, about 4 hours. Now we can unload this, get into it, and start seeing what exactly it is we have purchased. And just like that, we're now home. That was a long drive. Let's get this vehicle unloaded and brought into the garage.
Ten years later.
As always, we got hit with another winter storm. As you can see, the vehicle is covered in a lot of snow. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean this up so we can pull it into the garage and start taking stuff apart and begin this rebuild. Not enough juice. Alrighty guys, we're now inside the garage. I gotta tell you, working in winter just slows everything down, really, because it just does. You gotta clean everything, there's just so much things that you gotta do to get stuff done. But we have the vehicle inside the garage now. The first thing we're gonna get to is removing the rear bumper. As you can tell, there is no damage to the rear bumper or to the rear of this vehicle. But that's what's required to be done to get this vehicle pre-inspected before we can begin any repairs on it. I understand that might come as a surprise to most of you all, but in Canada, where I live, before you can work on any salvage vehicle, it has to get a pre-inspection done. After that, you can begin working, and then when it's done, you gotta go get it inspected after that. So it's a bit of a process, and in order to get that inspection done, like I said, the rear bumper has to come out, the fender liners and the front bumper has to come out. So without much more talking, let's get right to work. Took the wheel off. The fender liner is now off the vehicle. We're ready to reinstall the wheel. Drop this down and go remove that rear bumper.
Ten years later.
It's a new day and we just came back from the dealership and we picked quite a bit of parts, as you can see in the trailer. We also have some more parts in the vehicle over here. We also have the beautiful ZX-10R and the ZX-6R. As you can see, they've been sitting. Riding season just began. I haven't even been out here. You can see all that dust that's collected on the bike. I'm gonna bring this bike out, wash it. It's gonna be in a different video. We have quite a bit of parts over here, some in the vehicle, like I said. Yeah, we've got a big box over there with lots of little parts. I'm gonna put everything in here for storage right now because there's just no more space in the garage, literally. Some hidden projects, you guys are gonna find out about that much later. But without much more talking, let's unload this stuff, put it in here, and see what we can get done on the Buick. As you can see, the trailer is fully loaded with parts for the Regal, for the other build over there, and another build over here. There's lots of stuff going on, but we have lots of parts over here that needs to go on this vehicle. So let's get cranking. So as you guys obviously know from the title, this is a 2020 Buick Regal. It's way less damaged than the last one we reviewed on the channel. If you missed that video, I'm gonna have a link up here and in the description. Check it out. But this does have some damage, obviously. So as you can see, there's damage to the front end. It looks like the insurance company intended to repair this. They started taking stuff off, found more damage, and decided it was a total loss. Because if we go inside the vehicle, you see a whole bunch of parts that has been taken off during the inspection of this vehicle. We got the front bumper in here. There's a whole bunch of other parts. Same over here. We got more parts in the trunk. We also have a new airbox that I purchased already. I just tossed it in there. The grille is damaged, the bumper is damaged, the harness, lots of damaged parts over there. And I also have some new parts in the trailer like I just shown you guys. But now, I'm gonna start replacing some of the parts that are easier to get to and work our way to the harder ones. First off is this airbox. We have the broken airbox out, and as you can see, we really got lucky over here. The right side of this vehicle took most of this impact and nothing is broken. The engine mount isn't. There's no movement over here, so we got really lucky on this one. Yeah, so we haven't even started the build, and the first part I tried to draw on the vehicle is the wrong one. So as you can see, that's the bottom of that one. It's destroyed, and that's the bottom of this one. The part numbers completely different, and the design is completely different, so this one cannot secure to this vehicle. Sucks, but that's okay. So right now we're going to move on to throwing something else, try to get as much parts on this vehicle as possible. Now this over here are the crash sensors. So before we mess with this, we're gonna disconnect the battery so we don't short nothing out. And we have this out. And the reason why we're replacing this, as you can see, this also took some damage because of the accident. So now that we have that tie bar removed from the vehicle, we're gonna go over to our parts warehouse over here. Need to dig through all of these boxes. I know I have a brand new one in here somewhere. Alrighty guys, that took a minute, but as you can see, we found all the parts we need to throw on the front end of the Buick. Let's bring this over there and start cranking. An easy way to check fitment of a frame rail is when you put something like this and all the holes line up exactly where they should be. So this hasn't moved an inch. But before we can install that in place, we need to extract this crash sensors underneath the tie bar and install it in that one. Have one out. We have the second one out. Now we're going to slide them in place and complete the install. Now the upper tie bar is installed. The next part going on the vehicle is this hood latch bracket. It mounts right over here. Then we can mount the brand new hood latch to it and secure the other assembly. So that's what the assembly should look like. As you can see, this is a little bit tweaked, quite damaged. Everything is pushed in over here. You can see that's crumbled. It's really in bad condition. This is the new one. We have all the 4 pieces that makes up this piece that needs to go in the front end of the vehicle. Now I'm gonna start breaking this down. Alright, so when I ordered this, I thought this was damaged just because of the way it's pushed in, but the brand new one looks exactly the same as this, so this is good. That means we're going to be saving some money, so we're going to be reusing this and returning this back to the dealer. Now we have the brand new hood latch that's going to go on the vehicle. I only got 2 hands, so bear with me. We have that lined up. In. And the lower one. And now I'm going to connect the hood latch cable. As you can see, the cable is in. The ball needs to go right in here. Like so. And now when I pull the hood release latch inside, and that's perfect. Never ending fun working on this vehicle. As you can see, this is the connector for the new hood latch we just installed that was ordered with the VIN of this vehicle. This is the original hood latch. As you can probably see, the connectors are very, very different. So I go to hook this up and yeah, that's not working. But it connects right in here like it should. So what I'm gonna do is cut the connector of the original hood latch that's damaged and splice it into the new one. So I'm not waiting for the dealer to get me another piece. It's just not worth my time. So let's get that done quickly and we can dive into more stuff. Original hood latch. And as you can see, all the wires are spliced in. And now we can connect like so. Lock the tab in. All is good. All right, now that's all looking good. The next part we're gonna throw on is this crash bar and valence or diffuser, whatever you want to call it. Goes right over there and everything secures to it. This obviously did not sustain any damage. So super excited about that. Let's throw it on. Installing the front radio bracket. Now I'm going to connect the harness and secure the headlights. Now I'm going to install the front radio. Alrighty guys, so we've made really good progress on the Buick Regal. At this point I'll be installing the right side headlights and the airbox, but we don't have that right now, so we're gonna wait till those come in. As you can see, I've kind of secured the air intake over here so nothing gets in there. Don't need additional issues. And if you're wondering where the original headlight is, well, this is what's left of it. As you can see, it's completely destroyed. Same as the grill. I'm waiting for a new one for that too. And that's usually how it goes with rebuild. Sometimes it's just about a waiting game. Sometimes things on back order. You just gotta wait. There's nothing you can do about it. But what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and install these two under tray plastic. Install the driver's side fender liner. I do have a used one that I picked up for the right side because obviously it's damaged. So I'm gonna throw that on too. Well, that sucks, tightening this, and as you can see, I snapped my bits. Let's go to the store and grab another one before it closes. Alright guys, we're back home. Picked up a new set of Torx bits. Let's get cranking. Alrighty guys, we're done in the front right now. We've installed as much parts as possible. I obviously do have a new hood, but that's not been painted, so I'm not installing it just yet. Obviously, like I said, I'm still waiting for the headlights. I do have the front bumper, but still needs to be painted too. Now we're gonna move over to the rear end of this vehicle and reinstall the bumper we had to remove to get this vehicle inspected. Now I'm gonna connect all the wiring and install the rear bumper. But as you can see, the vehicle looks very good. There is no deployed airbags inside. The seat belts are not locked up, so that's really good stuff, unlike the other one we did on the channel. But very nice interior. This also has the all-wheel drive system. It's 4-cylinder with a turbocharger on it. Makes decent power, and it's pretty good. But right now, the goal is to replace the hood. As you can see, the hood is quite damaged. We have a brand new one in the trailer over here. We need to pop this off and get that new one installed. And in the trailer, like I said, we have a hood back there. So we got to remove all these parts, move it over there, grab the hood, and then we can toss it on the vehicle. And guys, just like that, we have the destroyed hood over here. The brand new one is in this box. I'm gonna open it up and get it ready to go on that vehicle. Alrighty guys, so with the hood loosely installed, now comes the hard part, just lining it up and making sure everything is fits and all the gaps are even on both sides. So I'm gonna get right to that, get it right as best as possible. Alrighty guys, it's been a few days, but earlier in the video we installed the brand new hood on the Buick Regal. I actually didn't notice this, but this hood actually came damaged. I'm not sure if I can catch it on camera, but there is a crease right over here. Yeah, right there. So I spoke to the dealer, they're gonna take it back. I was hoping to just get a little bit of the discount and I can fix this when I do the bodywork, but they didn't want that. They offered a full refund for a replacement one. So I'm gonna take this off, bring it back to the dealership and get a replacement unit. Alright guys, now as you can see, we have the hood removed. It's back in the box in the trailer. While we have the Buick all opened up, I did pick up the right air filter, air cleaner box for that vehicle. And that's it right in here. So we might as well trade on the car. On the mass airflow sensor. now just like that, we have a perfectly functioning air cleaner box on this vehicle. Thumbs up.
A few moments later.
We currently have the Buick Regal in the garage because it's raining outside. But today we have a few more parts in for this. A bit chaotic in here, but if we go to the back over here, we finally got our headlights in and some other major components that we need to tie up. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this headlights and move to the front. I have what a proper headlight should look like and what the vehicle came with. As you can see, it's completely destroyed, but the major piece that we need to complete this is in good condition. That piece is this headlight module. If I was supposed to throw this in with the headlight module that's currently on it, we're gonna have codes on the dash. So we're gonna go ahead and swap out the module for this one to this one, and then we can install it on the vehicle. Now we have the module out. Now from our newly purchased headlights, we're gonna remove the module that came with it. Gonna disconnect our one plug. And we have the second one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install the new one. Now I'm gonna go ahead and install the original module. Now I'm gonna install the headlight. Alright guys, so with the headlight fully installed, the next part we're gonna install is the headlight bracket. It goes right underneath over here. Install the brackets. Alright guys, it's another day in the garage. I had to turn off the paint mode because it's just so loud it's impossible to make a video with that motor going. But we have the painted bumper. It looks okay. Super happy about that. Let me show you to you guys. Everything so far looks good. Now it's all about just putting it together, start installing all the many components that needs to go in this bumper to complete it. And now we have the newly painted bumper, an original bumper, at least what's left of it, and all the components that we need to swap over to this one. So without much more talking, I'm going to set you guys to a time lapse, hop in this right away, and get as much as possible done. Alrighty guys, that took a minute. As you can see, I have just the front grille installed. I went ahead and took this apart. We have some of the harness over here. We have little bits, the fog lamp. We have fog lamp bezel over here, damaged parts. So without much more talking, I'm gonna jump back to it. Alright guys, making really good progress on this front bumper. As you can see, a lot of the components are all fully installed. Now the next thing to get done is installing the right side fog light bezel. As you can obviously see, I have two packages over here, and there's a good reason for that. So this is the OEM fog light bezel, straight from GM. And as you can see, it does not come with the chrome trim that goes right over here. Now this is an aftermarket one I purchased just for that chrome trim only. And the reason why I did this is because GM wants almost $200 just for this chrome piece, which is absolutely absurd. So I found this cheap on eBay. It's an aftermarket one, and I'm just going to remove this piece I need, slap it on this one. And this is a much better way to go about it compared to paying GM $200 just for this. I'm going to have screenshots up in the video so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Guys, it's another day. I've gone ahead and completely put the front bumper together. All the components, all the accessories, everything is on there now. It's looking good. I have both fog lights on there. I have the crash sensor over there, the upper grille, the lower grille. I did actually reuse the original lower grille because there was no damage to it. I have the brand new one I purchased over here. Unfortunately, I cannot return this. It's been sitting here for months, and I'm quite sure I'm past the return window. But it is what it is. I'm going to hold on to it just in case I purchase another vehicle, another Regal in the future, and I can toss this on. All the lower bottom tray, so everything is looking good. And from the front, as you can see, everything is looking beautiful on this. I can't wait to toss this on. So without much more talking, I'm going to bring this outside, get the vehicle ready so we can get this installed. So before we can show the front bumper on, we have one more expensive part from the dealer. Clips into the bumper like so, and then we bolt it up to the upper support over there. Alright guys, as you can see, I've completed my second paint job in this DIY paint booth or inflatable paint booth, and these are my concerns so far. So as you can see, this has always been the setup. Nothing has really changed. I painted the front bumper and the hood overnight, and I came back. There's a lot of little particles over here, and I'm guessing it's from the stuff that's collected on the paint booths. And as you can see over there, one of the vents, that's a good description of what I'm talking about over there. So I believe that's somehow separated and it's dropping on the paint job. Luckily, most of them are just on the surface, so I believe I can get this sanded away. From this angle, you can see quite a bit of it. So really, unfortunately, I guess these are the things you're going to run into using a booth like this at home that appears to be mostly on the surface. So if I can swipe some of this off and it moves. So I think a little bit of sanding and we can fine tune this paint job. Not the most horrible thing. Alright guys, right now as you can see, we're currently cutting and buffing the brand new paint job on the hood just because of the dirt that got into it. So we've done 1200, 1500, 2000 and then 3000. Alright guys, as you can see, the hood is looking good. We've cut, we've buffed, we've polished the whole 9 yards, and it's looking excellent. Now it's time to throw it on this vehicle. Alright guys, quick update. We have the hood completely installed. It's all lined up. Everything is looking good. I'm about to install the hood liner on the hood. And just one more sign that this vehicle is actually not owned by GM or made by GM. As you can see, that's the proper manufacturer, Opel or Opel, whatever you want to call it. This vehicle is made in Europe just like every other part I've seen on it. But without much more talking, let's completely put this together and be done with this rebuild. Guys, and just like that, the Buick Regal build is completely done. As you can see, everything is put together. It's looking good, much better than it did when we picked it up. Super excited about that. Now it's time to get some mileage on this vehicle before it goes to its new owner. On that note, I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out the previous builds and everything else on the channel. Stay tuned for the new builds. I got some interesting stuff coming for you guys. You're not going to believe it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.